who aren't conventionally able-bodied or who have had some particular hardship, and how has your boxing training helped them?
Yeah, it's a good question. My boxing training and working with people who are disabled or have some sort of like Down syndrome, some sort of function like that. I've actually, my history is I fell into it. I was working as an amateur boxer. I'll give you a bit of history briefly, and some pro boxing. And I actually went from there, and like I started working with a bloke initially who had Down syndrome. So this young fellow was about 17. He had a 10-year-old.
When was this?
This was back in the 90s.
Back in the day?
Yeah. And he came up, he was about 99. And this boy came to me, and his dad, it's quite a good story, so I will,
You're happy to share?
I would very happily share, yeah, because it was a great story. I'll just give you a quick one. And my wife, was very significant in this and very helpful. So what we did, the dad came to me, this boy, similar to Ali's story, had his bike nicked.
Yeah.
So he couldn't deal with it from a case of his mind, whatever, and he wanted to, his dad was an ex-South African rugby champion, and he was very well known and whatever. He came to me and said, can you give my son some lessons? I said, yeah. I said, we'll have a chat, and I sit down. I said, what's he like? So I met him. Typical Down syndrome kid, came up, punched me, nearly knocked me out. Strong as an ox, beautiful kid.
Yeah.
Big cuddles, nearly broke my ribs. So that's what they're like. His dad was laughing. We built up a good rapport. From there, we went on, and we had 6 lessons, specific, like half an hour to 45 minutes. And we talked about this and about that, and brilliant. But in between, I built up a great relationship and rapport.
Yeah.
And what my wife did in the end was we moved forward. We gave him a certificate, which also every week he was getting from novice to intermediate to sort of open class.
That's really important for learning and for motivation as well, to see your progression, because I'm assuming with boxing you don't always see how well you're doing. So having that sort of certificate,
well, that's right. It was he certainly got his bike nicked again, but he didn't become like a
6 certificates.
He went away with all his certificates, but he was proud. So it was like a graduation, and we incorporated that. Now, to be honest with you, that was Debbie. So I've got to give her a good rap there for that. And it was great, and it was great. And I didn't realise at the time I went from working with the amateurs and a couple of pros and quite a few policemen, believe it or not, and villains. And I was happy to. So this was a welcome break initially, but I found myself, like I said, I'd like to think that I'm sort of gifted in a way that I can deal with these guys. Yeah. Maybe the wrong word, and patience comes into it, and I absolutely adore it. I found myself thinking, I wouldn't mind another guy to work with, or someone not so much disabled, but someone who's got learning skills, hard learning skills, or whatever.
But there's definitely a space in your coaching and in the sport for people that may be suffering from a neurodevelopmental or neurodegenerative disorder.
Very much so. It's become so much more significant in recent years, and especially for myself. Like I said, I've actually gone from the game of I'm a good coach. I'm a good, not a bad pro coach. I was not a good boxer. I'm not going to put myself down like I was a walk-in boxer. I'm a prime candidate for brain. So I've got a sense of humour, but yeah. So as I get older and greyer and whatever, I love it. I found that I've adapted to people, and I'll elaborate a little bit on those sort of people, whoever I get, whatever gender they are, whatever motor skills they've got, whatever, if they're in a wheelchair, if they're, like we said, we talk about Down syndrome, dyslexic, whatever, I actually work with anger management. And if I get in I'd love to talk about this, I get in the ring, I teach the boxing, I treat the boxing ring as my office.
So it's your clinic?
It's my clinic, and then everyone goes, there he is, and also, sorry to smile and laugh, but I've got a bit of sense of humour, and having a face like mine, you've got to have a sense of humour, and the haircut, as you know, from a lot of people, that does come in handy. And also, not every, I love the trainers out there, there's a lot of bickering, a lot of jealousy, I'm not going to go into that, but I found it that I actually got out the boxing, the pro boxing and the amateur boxing, and went into this by chance. I ended up working with police under stress, and not just policemen, and not so much villains, but people who learn from all walks of life. And I found like you become like a counsellor. As you take the pads, I won't go on too much, you go on the pads, then halfway through the pads, you'll stop and talk and then ask you a question. And that develops into well, what about this time? Well, what about that? But when I go home, I'm angry, and then you find it, next thing you're like Dr. Phil. But I'm not. So I'm not like you. But my skills from life and knowledge and a lot of laughter.
I think laughter is really important, and
massively.
if your clients are having a good time and they're leaving happier than when they walked in, because let's be honest, a lot of times people aren't happy to train. They don't want to be there, and I'm the last person I want to see first thing on a Monday morning. It's not my first rodeo.
and do you know what? There's a lot of people that don't want to be trainers either.
Yeah,
and,
it's not true.
Well, from what I've heard, like I say, I'm not going to start pointing fingers. I'm not a nasty fella, but there is a lot of people get their things up on the wall, and personal training. It's got to be the passion.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about passion, cliche. You've got to have passion.
Absolutely.
You've got to love it. So I've done it for many, many years, as everyone know out there, who owes me money for nothing. And that's one of the biggest jokes on the Gold Coast and in Perth.